Though it's another, you know what it is. It's another quarantine. I know y'all see me like, what the hell he got on his face? Hey, it's a secret. You'll never know. But I'm Ace. I'm number one. This is what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the quarantine live streaming on Facebook. Let me take it off real quick. Sorry on my face. Reveal myself to y'all. Who is it? Ah! It's me. What up, though? You watching the quarantine live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, as always, for watching WJZZ TV, the coolest station in the world. Hey, y'all see I'm over here by myself, so you think. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce first off, Rise had to take care of some business. Henrietta had to take care of business. But I'm always gonna make sure I got somebody special for y'all at all times. Cause I know y'all get tired of seeing my boring ass face. I would too. So with that being said, I want to introduce you all to Juanita Foster. If you don't know who she is, this is my fiance. The one that puts up with my shit when I go home. The mother of my child. The one that a lot of y'all might not know about. But here she is. So without further ado, I'm first off.
Oh, mess.
Y'all hear this music? Get it in. Get it in. Get it. Hey, hey, hey. It's another day alive, man. We don't have to be here. But anyway, pass it over to her real quick, cause y'all gonna hear enough of me tonight. Floor is yours.
Well, hello, everybody. And I'm just here for the backup. Be support. This your show.
Well, I guess she nervous. I don't know
Of
why.
course, you know I am.
I don't. We don't do nervous up in here. But
That's fine.
you know, I'm about to go ahead and share this out, get other people on, cause this is what we do. This is the groove. Shout out to the brothers, the fellowmen of Groove 5 Groove Social Fellowship Incorporated, 1962 6 Deuce. What up, though? Hey,
How do I tell
we
you?
here. We made it. We alive, baby. So let's get into some hot stuff real quick. I got accepted this week on Juneteenth to the John Canada Fellowship. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to explain it to you in a little bit. You will definitely enjoy hearing about it. You know, one thing about me, I like being a first. And considering I'm the first, one of the first 12 to be a part of such a prestigious program, I really feel like I'm blessed. So shout out to God for blessing me with opportunities that I didn't have before. But I got them now. I got them now. Proposal P. So I didn't know that I was gonna look up one day this week and see a very expensive looking commercial with a few people that I know on there. And it looked like that commercial cost a little bit of money. So I don't know who the producers was or who did it, but hey, it's out there. If you vote in Detroit, the choice is yours. It'll be on the ballot. Educate yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to do because we all grown. We all know how to read. If you need information, I'll send you the link. But other than that, don't bother me. Y'all know how y'all do. It kind of, I say one thing, y'all want to go another way, but we're going to get along. Building in Miami, Florida. I believe that's in Florida collapses. Apartment building. We're going to send our prayers out to those people out there. I'm really messed up on how something like that just happens in America. But I'm gonna leave that little bit of controversy to myself. Prayers to those people out there. Killer Chauvin, because he don't deserve to have his whole name. Killer Chauvin sentenced to 22 and a half years for murder. Because I saw murder. I ain't see no manslaughter. What you see on TV?
Murder.
You saw murder? I thought I saw murder. 22 and a half years. And we going to dive into that tonight. Because I just don't understand sometimes how our justice system goes. We watched on live TV somebody get murdered, but he got manslaughter. But I will say, 22 and a half years for a police officer is very rare. So shout out to the people that helped out with that. Shout out to the people that continued to fight to make sure there was going to be justice. Shout out for the judge for even having the ball to say 22 and a half years. I thought you should have said life. But who am I? I'm just puny old Lil Dre Otis, GKA Groove known as the commissioner, G5G, 6 Dukes, but I'm going to leave it alone. I go all night about it. 3 other officers that actually was a part of that murder, their trials start March of next year. I have a problem with that. You talking about March of next year, but again, there's an innocent man who's dead. Why are these people having so much sympathy and time and so much given to them when they didn't give that at all to George Floyd? Here it is, you got a whole area now that's just roped off of this man in memoriam of him. It shouldn't have to go down like that, but I'm gonna move on. Rudy Giuliani.
That clown.
What you call him?
He's a clown. He should have been suspended.
They can't hear you.
Well, as you know, he was suspended yesterday or sometime this week from practicing law in New York.
But the problem with that is, and we're gonna dive into that, it shouldn't have taken this long, but he's gone now. He can't practice. It is what it is. The hell with him. He got what he deserved. A group of Michigan lawmakers finally publicly came out to say there was no evidence of voter fraud. Looks like I got a phone call.
Wait a minute, did that include Republicans as
Oh,
well?
that did include Republicans real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, I got a caller. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Sly Mac. Is it okay for me to say vote yes on proposal P?
Hey,
for the people.
This is what we're here for. Please say what you want to. Let everybody know how you feel. How you feeling? First off, how are you?
I'm okay. I just want to make sure that people wake up and understand that the syndicated media mouthpiece, mass devils in actions, is trying to get you to vote against your interests. Vote yes on proposal P. Is for the people. Is for reparations. Is for rights. Is for political rights. It is for affordability. You need water and you need shelter. And these people are not addressing your needs because they're addressing corporate greed. And they're using black tools are being used to keep you fooled. So don't fall for the sambos that will cut your throat. Thanks for taking my call. That's all, y'all.
No, hold on. Let me ask you. Now, this was a very long process, and I was around, for a little bit, but, work has to come sometimes. Were you a part of the process at all?
Yeah, I attended the meeting, and
Okay.
I voiced my concerns,
Yes, ma'am.
and I agreed with whatever they can do to protect the constituents, to protect the voters from corporate entities within your administration. The people that we vote for are, looking the other way and supporting greed and not the people's needs.
All right. I definitely thank you for saying that, and I appreciate you for tuning in. Please share with other people and let them know what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make sure we share your information out there, okay?
Wake up, everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, okay?
Peace out.
Yes, ma'am. This is what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. 313-355-6018. If you want to call in, please call in. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Hey, there you go. Call in. Let's get some conversation going. Get back to these headlines real quick because we are going to jump into a few hot topics. What was I saying? The group of Michigan lawmakers came out publicly to say there was no evidence of voter fraud. Yes, Republicans was a part of that group. And it was astonishing that it took so long for them to come out and say that. But hey, I guess
Better late than never.
I prefer to say better never late.
I mean, obviously.
But if we got to give them that, I give it to them. But I
Well,
take no solace in the game that they played for as long as they played it. But
okay, this could be a stretch. When is Trump gonna come out and finally say he was?
why would he come out and say that? I mean, honestly, why would he come? Trump would never come out and say anything like that because, for one, too many people have donated to him to say
This was
dumb
fraud.
shit. Secondly, that's Donald Trump. He's the king of dumb shit. But anyway, $800 million going to DPS. 800, and we gonna dive into that. $800 million going to Detroit public schools from the American Relief. Hey, look, the thing that got called down to synonyms or whatever you want to call them, acronyms and all that crap. We gonna dive into that because I got some ideas behind that, but hey, who am I? The Karen movie. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but there's a movie being dropped soon. I pray that it gets dropped soon called Karen.
Well, of course, that's another Jordan Peele movie, so you can expect something good.
And we're going to dive into that because you got people that's upset about it, and I really don't understand why. Because, hey,
This happens every day.
happens every doggone day. So, I want to see it.
Of course.
And I can't wait to see it, but we're going to dive in there. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've been outside. If you haven't, if you don't need to go outside, please don't. It will be raining for the next few days. This is what I call the monsoon of 2021. I just want to know who's being washed away. What's going on? Are we doing that bad? I don't know what's going on. How everything is going down or what's what. But it is what it is. So stay tight. Stay good. Stay in if you need to, because that's a lot. Anyway, you're watching The Quarantine live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Again, this is The Quarantine. This is your boy Dre. This is
it's Juanita, of course.
Juanita, I guess. So, tell y'all a little bit what the Canada Fellowship is. I told you earlier that I got accepted into a program, and it's called the Canada Fellowship. And this is what it's a little bit about. I'm gonna give you a legacy of James Canada. Something somebody I didn't even know was about. James Canada, first black frontiersman, escaped slavery in Mississippi and settled in Detroit. In 1865, Canada formed a settlement near what is now Puritan Avenue and was a lone black frontiersman in the area. Though he faced discrimination and sabotage from his neighbors, Canada persevered and grew his farm from 15 acres to 25 acres by 1880. Mind you, this is a black man, a former slave. Canada maintained his farm until his death from tuberculosis in 1885. The Canada Fellowship celebrates the legacy of James Canada, a pioneer, and lifts up the resiliency, tenacity, innovation, and leadership capacity that he exemplified throughout his lifetime. This same spirit can be found in those who continue to be marginalized today through evolved systems. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know, it feels damn good to be selected to be a leader. Leadership is my thing. I don't know if it just came out of nowhere, it just dropped in my lap, or how I got there, but I think I would call myself a pretty good leader coming up in training. But I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of who James Canada is, and we about to get into the excuse me. So, with that being said, George Floyd.
They say they can't hear.
There's people looking in now. George Floyd just got murdered last year by Killer Chauvin. sentenced to 22 and a half years for that murder. How do you feel about that?
It was well deserved.
What was well deserved?
What, the fact that he was
How do you feel about the
sentenced.
entire thing?
Oh, it was bold. I mean, how else can you feel about watching somebody being murdered like that? Knee on the neck, pushing 10 minutes. It's a little overbearing. But as far as the sentencing go, 22 years, yeah, he should have got that. Of course, we were hoping and expecting more, but that beats 5 and probation.
But see, that's the problem. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to do.
What?
I don't think he's going to do 22 and a half years. I don't think he's going to do 22 and a half years.
Really?
And even if he does all of his time, guess what? He will still get a chance to get the hell out.
I mean, it's not
One
going to.
day,
We know it's not going to
if
bring George Floyd back.
he
of
don't.
course.
It's but see, that's I guess my problem with it. Yes, we don't. We know it's not going to bring George Floyd back. But if this was a young black guy that killed another young black guy,
Life.
you just took the words out of my mouth.
I mean, everybody know that. This is a white man. A white cop. Ex-cop. We even lucky he got this far in the case, because they could have just said not guilty of all charges. We've seen this before. We've seen it to where it has never reached a trial in itself.
I don't think if they would have pulled that trigger,
Oh, it'll burned everywhere in the
that's
United
my whole
States.
point. America wouldn't have been ready to handle the wrath that would have came had they came out of nowhere and pulled a not guilty charge.
If they were protesting around the world, it would have burned around the world. And that's how I feel about it. If they would have came back with something different and we all watched that, a lot of people only watched, 8:46, 8:49 or something like that. And in all naturality, it was close to 10 minutes because they caught the camera across the street. And then we never had nobody ever filmed that. Would they have thought to get the cameras from across the street? Had we not just seen that portion of it, would they have thought to get the cameras from across the street? Would they have I believe they would have buried all of this had baby girl not had the courage to film what was going on.
But see, thank God there was more than just that one camera. That's what made it good for all of us involved, because it was more than just that one camera. It's just the audacity of 22 and a half years. And I can honestly believe that the guy may do 10. I don't believe that was mandatory 22 and a half years. So, again, it's justice, but is it really justice? His daughter will never be able to see, he won't see her graduate.
Of course.
She won't have that prom send off and a hug and kiss from her father. Not because he's was an absent dad.
Because he was there.
Because he was taken from him, from this world, from a guy that should have did a lot of time. Will do a lot of time, but should have been doing more than 22 and a half years. I would almost say it's almost like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Again, because of the simple fact that.
But isn't he in his 40s?
20 years. This guy might be out by the time he's a senior. So he can get out and get a senior card and still go get free coffee and cake and donuts and shit like that. Where George Floyd can't do that ever again. And I hate to say it, this is a situation where it has to be tit for tat. You took a life.
Absolutely.
And it's not like it was a life we didn't see you take. We know you did it. We was all there. Whether you was in person, YouTube, CNN, however you saw it, we saw it. So it bothers me that he only got 22 and a half years, and then 3 other guys, I'm sorry, I really think their trial should have started shortly after. It makes no sense to start their trial next year.
I mean, you already know what that's about. They about to come with
No, I don't know what that's about.
Oh, you don't?
No. That's why I'm pissed off about it.
They about to come with their game plan, and they all about to say they were following Chauvin. That's all that shit is about to boil down to. Them following Chauvin. And that's what their defense attorney is going to use.
The beautiful thing about it, I guess, is
they were under his command, correct?
No, the fact that this was all on TV.
I mean,
we all saw it. So
then nobody voiced any concern.
They're going to come back with some kind of charges.
Nobody voiced any concern.
That's my point. So you were a part of what happened.
His murder.
And there is no way to get around that. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, 313-355-6018. This is the quarantine, and if you want to call in and have a word, you please can. We're talking about the sentencing of Killer Chauvin, the murderer of George Floyd. Some people are celebrating this 22 and a half years. I can't. I just can't. I don't think it's right. I don't think he was sentenced correctly, but he could have came back with a 0 sentence. So
time served. He been in there since last year.
Yeah. So I mean,
with probation, 10 years probation.
Yeah.
So
just don't know about that one. Anyway, I'm gonna stop beating that dead horse and beat the hell out of Rudy Giuliani. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, let me do these credits real quick. You're watching the quarantine live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Rudy Bastard Giuliani. They finally caught up with him, baby. And the thing about it is, with him being caught up and not being able to practice law, I think it's about doggone time. But again, that's what I'm saying. What took so long?
He was holding press conferences in front of the Four Seasons seafood place or something like that.
And that's the problem. He was doing all of that, and nobody knew what the hell he was talking about. They said Four Seasons and ended up at a garbage plant or something like that.
Seafood place. It was something other than the actual Four Seasons. And they were promoting it.
And that was the thing. They promoted the hell out of it. It wasn't
as
just that
if it was about to be literally at the Four Seasons, but I don't think they got that memo.
But he went and perpetuated the lie that Donald Trump was the president. Now, I know who I voted for. I don't know who you voted for. It's none of my business who you voted for. But I kind of got a hunch who you voted for. I know who a whole bunch of other people voted for. I know a bunch of people voted last year in that election. But to have the audacity to come out and say 80 million people didn't vote this way. Or was it 75, 76 million voted that way? Or 79? It was if you think about it,
throw out all of our votes. That's what he wanted. Because we the ones that really showed out.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a dummy. know in America, we are the minority. We are. If you don't know, now you know. We're the minority. But with us being the minority, we still have political power. And we showed it. Because in certain areas, guess what? We dominate, repopulate. We would not have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris if it wasn't for Detroit.
I knew you was about to say that.
Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
Philly, Pittsburgh.
But
I can't even say Miami because they gave it to him.
who? Miami? They gave it to who?
Donald Trump. Miami went Republican.
Wow. But you know that's why that's where all the gentrification coming in at, so they can throw off that vote, because we're in a dominant democratic city, and the more gentrification you have within the city, that'll upset that whole situation right there.
Well, see, it does. But when you got people that's powerful that can lie and keep up a lie and keep up a powerful lie, that was the issue. You know, this guy showed up and they showed out at that press conference. They showed out.
Oh, to where he was secreting some
No,
type
no,
of...
we're not even that.
Oh.
I was talking about at the riot, but I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that.
That was not hair dye. He didn't
He
have enough
showed
hair in
out
his
at the
head.
doggone the dripping black sweat episode. The demons was coming out.
That's all that was.
At the end of the day, that man was allowed to do too much for far too long. That shit wasn't checked where it should have been checked at. It went on longer than what it should ever went on, and at the end of the day, we as citizens had to pay for it. We had to pay for it with a resurrection that, first off, no, I'm sorry, insurrection, not resurrection. That's Jesus. I don't want to resurrect Trump at all. Leave his ass dead. Those people are getting probation.
They are.
They just sentenced a guy to probation.
Who the heck?
That was a part of.
Because he just pleaded guilty.
I don't know if it was him, but somebody just got sentenced to probation for being a part of that. Now,
Were they all the way in?
yeah, they was all the way in. They was one of the first rioters. So the fact that even in a circumstance where they tried to take over and throw the government, basically take over America, because you don't just take over the government without taking over America.
Exactly.
They tried to take it over, and to get probation, when they tried to in turn turn around and say anybody that was a part of the Black Lives Matter marches, or anybody that was a part of the George Floyd protests, were all anarchists and rioters, and they wanted to blow up everything, burn up everything. But you had about a good, I'm sorry, that's like about 10,000 white folks.
There was a lot of them.
I know they will never have a positive number of how many that was, but it was a good amount that stormed that Capitol with very vicious intent, ill will, and a lot had the desire to kill. So, if you're able to storm the Capitol like that, what the hell chance did these state capitals have? But it was all from lies from a president, former president, his coked out looking son, and this crazy ass attorney, and those idiot senators and Congress people that continue to this day
Marjorie Taylor
perpetuate
Greene
some of
Taylor.
that. You know what? I'm gonna give that clown some airtime tonight too, cause she's an idiot. But the fact that you a lawyer, former mayor, forget the lawyer stuff. You were a former mayor of New
Wait.
York City.
Wait
What
a
were
minute.
your policies then? That's what. Is that why so many people was mad?
Wait a minute. The fact that he kept saying the same lies on TV, he didn't go and repeat that. He didn't go and repeat that shit in front of no judge. Not at all. What? He got disbarred at that moment. You don't remember the whole?
I
No.
believe he did say
No.
that in front of some judges.
No, he didn't. No. That's why all the attorneys kept dropping out of the whole thing, because they were not going to repeat that lie under oath. But you can repeat that same. That's why they kept having press conferences after press conferences, because you can repeat the same lie on TV and everybody eat it up. You cannot go in the court of law with that background and make up. And no, you can't repeat that lie. That didn't happen. And so that's why I never won and proceeded in any court matter, because it was all lies. And they all knew it was lies. Excuse me.
Well, all I know is
Can't perpetuate a lie like that.
I felt like they wanted to ameliorate Donald Trump.
Who humiliated?
Ameliorate, to make him better.
Who?
That's what they was trying to do the whole time.
That's what they thought
They were
that
trying
was
to
gonna do.
perpetuate that lie.
But they thought that
The
was
lie was Donald Trump. And then they wanted to ameliorate it to make it even better. They want to keep this lie going to where these crazy ass
You know
QAnon people.
what they really thought, and that's not what it was. I think they thought a lot more people was gonna jump on that bandwagon.
A lot did.
Yeah, but not to the point where he the president now. Now, had the virus not spread as far and as wide as it did here in the United States, he would still be president. That's just my opinion.
Unfortunately,
Had it not been for the virus, unfortunately, he would still be
I can't say
president.
that you're wrong, because you got a lot of people that rode that Trump bandwagon all the way up to the point to where their friends and family started dying.
Mm-hmm.
Up to the point to where,
All the way up until November, whatever that day was, we voted.
well, I'm gonna tell you, he still had people up to the point to where the hell he caught it. After he caught it, he had a lot of people back off. Like, wait a minute, you said this was fake.
They backed off after that. Really?
You had some that jumped off that bandwagon because people started dying
Wow.
that they knew. I'm sorry. And ladies and gentlemen, Michigan, the state of Michigan, only had 40 new cases today. That means we doing something right. That means we're going down the right path, but don't celebrate that, because we know there's other variants out there that can't wait to get to some of us unvaccinated. I got my mask though. I stay home a lot.
I ain't going no fucking where.
So don't worry about me. Pray for me. I'm just not
Well,
sold
y'all be trying to
all
figure
the
out
way.
where I'm at. I'm at the crib. I ain't getting the virus for nobody.
I'm just not sold all the way yet on this vaccine. But let's get back
And
to
that too.
Rudy Giuliani. The fact that
Ghoul.
that's really what he is at this point, a damn ghoul.
Fucking
He
ghoul.
should be a ghost at this point because he can't practice law anymore. Meaning that he can no longer be a part of the Trump conspiracy.
My thing is this.
That was sweet.
He rode that train out. There were many reports stating that he didn't
Even when
even
he
get
came
paid
here.
for that shit. He didn't even get paid. So you ruined the rest of your
see,
career
again,
for this man. Again, I'm confused.
I don't believe he did not get paid. I believe that's what you report for TV to keep ratings. You think for a second, as smart as Giuliani
He
is,
wasn't paying.
and as dumb as Donald Trump is,
he wasn't paying a lot of people now. Don't get it twisted now.
he wasn't paying a lot of people. But Rudy Giuliani, don't get me wrong, the man looked like a fool, but that bastard
It
got
looked
power.
like it was some type of character.
He has power. You talking about somebody that's been around for quite some time now. He ran New York City. That's not no little crapshoot.
He was still in there during the 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you talking about somebody that got a little bit of pull now.
Mm.
Why do you think Donald Trump pulled him in?
But is that still weighing the same right now after fucking with Trump?
Yeah. He was still a lawyer. The state of New York had to get rid of him. That meant he still had that power. Now, he can't do anything in New York. That doesn't say he can't go to Florida. Don't say he can't come to Michigan.
Okay, cuz.
He's been here. It ain't like he ain't just take over doggone Lansing. They rolled the red carpet off of him. And that crazy broad that he brought up there that's about to run for state rep. If not this year, next year.
I saw that.
So, let's not get it twisted. This man still can make some phone calls and raise some money for some people. That's what they do. This is what we don't do as Democrats. Soon as somebody get in trouble, y'all ready to throw them by the wayside. Whereas the Republicans, they fundraise. What's the guy that might have been raping and child trafficking?
Epstein?
No, man.
You said child trafficking?
No, the one that just
You're not talking about them coaches, are you?
No, the congressman.
Matt
Gates. Matt Gates. The Kendall.
Oh boy.
You see what I'm saying? But he's still up there making calls. Still able to make votes. Even with something that's that serious.
That's just the same as Gabe Lynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the
My
quarantine. Damn. You are watching the quarantine. Live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Almost got me in trouble.
Oh yeah, because I was just about to go on about that, but
I know
I don't want you to get in trouble. So I'm gonna be
Even
quiet
though
about
this
that.
is my show, I get it.
I mean, but the whole time.
This is why I need
though,
a Rise here, because if Rise here, y'all could have tag teamed on that, and I wouldn't have gotten in trouble because it wouldn't have been me. That was her counseling, so she had to deal with that.
Oh really? Oh damn. Where's
So,
Rise at?
That being said,
Man, Rise, where you at, girl?
out of town some damn way.
Check
Have
in
fun.
with us.
$800 million coming to Detroit public schools. That's almost $1 billion coming to one school system. Before the money from the state gets here. Before the money from the state gets here. I think
But was that just for the board itself?
that's just for all of Detroit public schools.
So it's actually for the schools.
What the hell do those people need?
Hey,
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry.
I don't feel like
I'm a
it's
part
going to
of
be
Detroit.
properly allocated.
I've been in Detroit for quite some time. I'm scared that some of this money might get jacked off. But
Yes.
the problem with that is, how many parents have went to any school board meeting since this $800 million has came to DPS? How many know about school board meetings? How many have asked about school board meetings? How many of us even know almost $1 billion is coming to Detroit public schools? Think about that. I don't even know if we have 100 schools in Detroit. Detroit public schools, I should say. And we getting $800 million. Wow.
That means that should take care of the
That
filtration
means
of
you
the
should
water
be
system.
able to take care of every school,
air
and every
filtration,
school looks
everything.
immaculate. Every every school ground should look like this, the suburbs. I propose that they renovate the old Post Middle School. Turn that into the first computer Voltech Center in Detroit. Nothing but IT out of there. Nothing but computers. Nothing but coding. Nothing but cybersecurity. Nothing but graphic design. Stuff like that. This is what you do with close to $1 billion coming to a school system that I feel is taking a backtrack for many, many years on top of a bankruptcy.
Okay, so I personally feel that because our mayor is who it is.
The mayor has nothing to do with the school board. And that's what a lot of people.
Okay, so I digress with what I was about to say.
Now, I will say, does he have influence? Of course. It's the mayor. The mayor of Detroit will always have influence of all things Detroit. But again,
but will he have influence on all things black?
Where are the black parents? We've got to start showing up.
Out when I said that.
We've got to start showing up to some of these meetings. Almost $1 billion. Think about that. Where are the parents that to tell these people what to do with that money? I know for a fact, as a person that works for an elected official, a lot of people do not come to meetings. Even the ones that's in the evenings. And they've made it easy, because of this damn COVID, to send you a link to show up. We have to start participating and stop complaining at the last minute. Just had a caller that just called in. Older person, been around, seen some things, but is still fighting to this day. At this point, with almost $1 billion coming to Detroit public schools,
everything should be top notch.
Where's Woodshop? The return of Woodshop should be back. Where's home ec? People should be learning how to
econ, all of this languages, Spanish, French.
I believe we still
Chinese.
Don't get me wrong. I think we still have that.
Where maybe at CAS.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe at the big
I'm
three.
not in school.
Maybe at one of the big threes, but in like the neighborhood store, neighborhood school
not
around
the neighborhood store.
Definitely not that. But as far as Mumford and other neighborhood area high schools and even schools, where's the languages? Where's home ec, wood shop, driver's ed for that matter?
Now, being a Mumford graduate, knowing that Mumford and King both had driver's ed courses, I believe did Mackenzie have one? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. It was just us and King, I believe. We're not doing enough for children. Here it is soon. I pray that it happens. Had a meeting with the Detroit Entertainment Commission.
They could bring back a lot of stuff, though.
You have a group that wants to bring esports here. Esports is nothing but what our son does. Playing them sports online, and they have teams that they go against. Mind you, they get paid bread. This is online. So we have more opportunities for our children to jump into computers, jump into carpentry. That's why I say woodshop. You know what a young man or a young lady can do with their hands with some wood and a saw and a drill? Put that back in middle school. It shouldn't have to wait to high school. Cooking, sewing, put that back in middle school. It shouldn't have to wait to high school. Everybody wants to wait till we get to Votech and wait till you get to high school to make change. Well, wait a minute. That's why we got so many crazy ass teenagers now that's 12, 13, 14, because it's not a damn thing for them to do. Mr. Lyles up at Hutchins Middle School. I'm sure he's no longer with us, and if he is, God bless him. If he's no longer with us, God bless his soul. I wish I knew where the hell Mr. Lyles was. That was even my mama's teacher, so I know he might not be here no more. He used to beat the hell out of us with paddles that he made. Paddles we made.
That's even worse.
The fact that he taught history, social studies, and woodshop, and then had a bus company who used to take us to Cedar Point. They don't make them like that anymore. We don't make them like that anymore. Why? Because a lot of us, and I hate to say it, as young parents, are lazy as hell. It kind of boils down to the fact that a lot of us don't vote. If you can go to see who your candidates are, who will actually represent you, who's going to get out there and fight for you, who's going to bust their behind just like they know you as a personal family member, you don't get out there and learn that person. You just care about the person that you see on TV. That person you see on TV might be screwing us up. But we too lazy
to do the research.
There you go.
They online for everything else.
But now, again, you have close to $1 billion coming to one school system. Our school system. This is our school system, ladies and gentlemen. This is Detroit. Those meetings are empty.
That's a lot of things.
I saw one live and I said, whoa. It's more people on a Zoom meeting right now than it is in person. It's easy being a school board member because you go up there and talk in front of an empty crowd. They put a table on the stage with a bunch of nice little name monikers and everybody got their name on the little tabs and everything. You know. School board, elected. But might talk to you, me, and 4 or 5 other people about close to $1 billion damn dollars. Where are the batting cages in the city? Close to $1 billion from DPS. Guess what? That school I was talking about, it's a whole field behind it.
Since they didn't want to give it up.
They can invest. There's so much investments DPS can make. You can get these buildings fixed. The old ones. Because I'd be damned if you're going to tell me that an old an old Detroit building has the same problems as a new one. And if that's the case, somebody didn't do something right when it came to building these schools. You shouldn't have plumbing problems for a school that was just built 10 years ago. You shouldn't have heating and cooling problems with a school that was built just 10 years ago. If you maintain it correctly. If y'all built these big, nice Amazonian schools made out of glass and the bells and whistles, but the whistles ain't blowing and the bells ain't ringing, sounds like why we went into bankruptcy. Even though I know we shouldn't have went into bankruptcy. That was a sham.
Of course. So
Detroit got shammed. Everybody wants to blame. We're not. Ladies and gentlemen,
Roz,
we got about
where you at?
6 minutes left. Yeah, Roz. I told you she had
I know.
We're going to dive into this Karen movie real quick. I love the fact that somebody came out with an idea like that. To be able to come out and expose what we see, what we've seen on internet as far as these Karens go. The audacity of somebody, because of their age, what's going on. I think we'll talk. The movie controversy behind the truth
Of a Karen.
of a Karen, of a damn Karen. We know who Karen is. We know what she's about. We know she's entitled. We know she don't care. We know that she will push over your dumpster. We know that she will call foul when she's doing foul stuff. We know that Karen will run over your dog and say that your dog attacked her car and get away with it because her brother's on the police force. Her uncle's on the police force. Her cousin's on the police force.
Or hell, because she's just white.
She said it, I didn't, so y'all call her. Don't get mad at me. Call her phone, 313-355-6018. This is the quarantine. You are watching live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my wig on tonight. It almost came out when I ran into that water. But Karen would have thought if I ran into a Karen that I was a evil person. You know, Karens don't care. Listen, Karen, care. Karen, cares. Just the end. Just the end, it drops off.
Karens
The
don't care.
audacity to want to have a nickname like that. The audacity to want to be that person that has screwed up people's lives. That has screwed up your life because everybody that's a Karen don't escape scot-free. Rewind back to the one in that 7-Eleven that got her chin checked. We've got to get to a point to where we can attempt to understand each other. We ain't gotta always like each other. Agree to disagree. Walk the hell away. And that goes for everybody. We got 2 minutes left. I'll give you a minute to say some close. If you got anything you want to say.
It's been real. I've enjoyed this little bit of time here, and that's it.
Well,
Thanks for watching.
ladies and gentlemen, again, this has been another Friday night. You could have done anything you wanted to, but you were here with us. I definitely appreciate it. I can't wait to get my co-host back here next week. We gonna probably dive into this Charger situation, and I know Slide Mac gonna be watching because I'm gonna need you to watch because we gonna break some things down. Again, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but I don't think it's a dead horse because I'm tired of seeing dead kids. Fellas, grow the hell up. Grow the hell up. At the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, and older, you should know how to use these instead of always trying to use a pistol all the time. Here it is, you got guys getting in accidents and having shootouts from the east side of Detroit going to the suburbs. You got 2-year-olds dying, this 9-year-old brothers of the 2-year-olds getting shot. What kind of men are we to celebrate a Father's Day, but you not being a father? Fatherhood is deeper than just being a father in the house. Start taking care of these hoods the way we know we're supposed to. Or at least try. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the quarantine. It's another Friday night. Thank you. Tuning in.